Hello everyone and welcome to CATV Live right here on Cash Alternative TV. Cash Alternative TV, if you don't know, is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss an episode. I'm your host, Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi. Staying safe from the coronavirus. I hope you guys are staying safe right now. This anyone's talking about these days. Social distancing, washing your hands, making sure all non-essential travel is taken care of, and going out there and stocking up on stuff. But don't hoard, because we see images of people hoarding toilet paper. For what reason, I have no idea. Hogging sanitizer. We got one gentleman that he bought 17,000 units of sanitizer. And he couldn't sell them on Amazon because they cut him off because he was price gouging. So yeah, don't do stuff like that. That's just hurting your fellow man, and it's no good. Before we get started, I wanted to show you guys a quick thing about who I've been following. I've been following him since late January. This fellow called he's Chris Martinson at Peak Prosperity, and he puts in a lot of videos about the coronavirus, and he was preparing us like ever since then about what was going to happen, and sure enough, these things ended up happening. And yeah, he's definitely someone I recommend following if you're watching this and you want to learn more about the coronavirus and stay ahead of the curve. This guy is pretty good at finding finding out information about the coronavirus. So that's that. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny day here in Ontario, Canada. I hope it's nice where you guys are. The markets aren't so sunny, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So I'm happy you came here and joined me today. I can be reached there, as you see on the screen, at Tao of Satoshi on Twitter. If you want to follow me, and I do all kinds of crypto stuff all the time, so I'm gonna be glad to have you with me in my feed. So this is the part of the show where I talk about the video lineup, what I did last week and what's coming up for the next week. This week I put out two videos. The first video was talking about the coronavirus that I just mentioned, and how crypto is a genuinely clean alternative to cash. So when you're using cash or the legacy system, you subject yourself to germs and microbes on bills that you use, and also on the pin pads that you use for taking money out from an ATM or like in a point of sale. So when you're using the pin pad there, that's bad for spreading germs. And when you're using cryptocurrency, as long as you keep your phone clean, your phone is like your ultimate hub of everything. So as long as you're wiping down your phone and keeping your phone clean, crypto is a very contactless way of transacting, because all the person has to do at the point of sale is use the QR code, and you point your phone at the QR code, no contact. And then the blockchain does the payment and also does the change in a contactless way. So this is something I wanted to put it out in a video, and that's you can find that on my channel lineup for last week. And also there's a new proposal to the Dash DAO, which is for Japan. Right now, Dash is receiving a bad rep in Japan because we've been lumped in with privacy coins such as Zcash and Monero. And this is not a good situation because Dash has aspects of being a privacy coin, but it's not officially a privacy coin because you can audit the blockchain. You can do private transactions or you can do transparent transactions. And this is the Japanese authorities. They think we're just a privacy coin, and they've lumped us in with Monero and Zcash. So what this person, Yosuke Suda, what he's trying to do is talk to lawyers and talk to an exchange in Japan, because this is what they have to do. They have to go through this big rigmarole process, but he's asking the DAO for funding so he can do that. So he's got to do an exchange. He's got to have a memorandum from a lawyer, and he's got to go through a bunch of hoops. And then the JFSA, it's called in Japan, Japanese Financial Services something, has to make sure that everything's hunky-dory, and then we can be listed on an exchange in Japan. So that's something that I also wanted to put out to inform my viewers about what's going on with that. Dash's DAO is unique that any proposal owner can come up with a proposal, and if the Dash network thinks that it has potential, we're gonna fund it. So that's good. I think this Japanese proposal definitely has potential, because I want to see Dash accepted in Japan. Right now, it's not accepted on any exchanges, and this is something that we can do for the future. So for next week, I'm going to be talking about Mark Mason's proposal for the Dash Press. It's a very good proposal too. Some people think that it's just a Dash Force Redux, but I don't think so. I think it looks like it's has quite a different, like how do you say, has a connection with the Dash core group. So it's going to be using dash.org as a press site. And he also mentions that a lot of other entities such as Apple and Microsoft, they all have press rooms. So this is something that Dash would be definitely would be good to have. And I'm supporting this proposal, and I will come up with a video summary for you guys. So hopefully stay tuned for that. And what was the other one? Hold on a second. Oh yes, we're going to talk about this a little bit in this video, but it's Bitcoin's store of value proposal, that store of value like claim that all the brain trust of Bitcoin has had. It's kind of been tarnished over the last little while because the legacy financial markets got spooked with the virus, and it didn't seem like nobody was flying to Bitcoin. Bitcoin just crashed by 40% one day, and it hasn't recovered since. So I'm going to be doing a video on how Bitcoin hasn't really been doing much. Like I said, we're going to talk about it a little bit later on. It's not really good as a medium of exchange, and now it's not really good as a store of value. So it might be time to give some other projects a chance that are actually doing something in the crypto space. So that's one thing we're going to be talking about also. So now for the crypto news recap. Today's a little bit different than other days because usually crypto has a lot more going on than Dash does. But this time there's a lot of Dash news, so the crypto one is going to be a lot less than the Dash news. So let's get on with the crypto recap. All right, so there's Peak Prosperity. Like I said, I recommend him. So the week started off with kind of like a little bit of a dip in Bitcoin. So it wasn't anything major, but at the time it seemed like it was major. It was like a dip from 9,000 to around 8,000, and a lot of people were blaming the PlusToken Scam Selloff. So they're saying Bitcoin has plunged to 2-month lows since Sunday, possibly due to a 100 million liquidation by PlusToken scammers. So if you're not familiar with PlusToken, it was a big scam on Bitcoin. And these people took people's money, basically, and they are moving it to exchanges, and they're going to liquidate. Now, this isn't a proven claim, but it's something that has been surmised. So it's saying that, what was it? Yeah. On Saturday, scammers in control of the remaining wallets of the China-based Ponzi scheme moved 13,000 Bitcoins, worth around 100 million currently, but close to 120 million at the time, to so-called mixers, and may have offloaded their holdings, causing prices to fall sharply. So they're saying that because they're moving it to mixers, they're probably going to be sending it to exchanges and liquidating, which is it's a good hypothesis, but I'm not sure if that's actually what happened or not. But as we all know, we're going to get to the big one. This is the big one. I'm just going to play this while I'm talking because it definitely it really shows what happened in the Bitcoin markets. So somebody did this. It was pretty cool. I really give props to whoever did this. I really like the end part, 5,000 to 4,000. Just watch that again. Right? So that's what happened. So the legacy markets obviously got spooked. The Dow Jones lost a good 30% off of the all-time highs and became into a bear market, all because of this little bug, this little tiny coronavirus bug. It managed to bring down the whole world economy. And Bitcoin, how often have the brain trusts of Bitcoin been telling us it's a store of value? We want it to be a store of value. We're developing this to be a store of value. And people like Roger Ver are saying, you know what, this is not the right thing to do. We have to be going and we have to be saying, listen, this is a medium of exchange. That's what Satoshi wanted at the beginning. Hence my name, Tao of Satoshi. I'm with Dash, and I believe that Dash is what Satoshi wanted, a peer-to-peer electronic exchange mechanism. And no, it's all about a store of value, store of value, store of value. Well, guess what, my friends? Bitcoin has failed dramatically in the store of value. So if it fails as a store of value and it fails as a medium of exchange, what good is it for? So I said on Twitter, I said, you know what? It's time for us to be doing something different. It's time for us to get behind a currency that has its act together, that knows what it's doing, that has a solid roadmap, that has a decentralized governance, and has everything that it needs to become a success in the global economy. Bitcoin, it simply does not have it. I'm sorry if there's Bitcoin people watching this, but it simply does not have it at this point. it failed as a store of value, and this is what the Bitcoin Brain Trust has been saying for so long, that it's a store of value. It's just not. It isn't. All right, so that was that. And the coronavirus strikes again with Consensus 2020. They were saying that this is going to be done online. So with the COVID-19 pandemic worsening throughout the world, CoinDesk is taking immediate action on Consensus 2020. As the organizers of Consensus and Blockchain Week in New York City, our goal has always been to bring the community together to educate, grow, and create meaningful connections in a safe location. It is no longer possible to do that in a physical location. So I'm not sure where you are watching this from, but here in Canada, the schools have been closed for 2 weeks after March break. The whole point of this is we're trying to flatten the curve. We don't want to overload the hospital system. So if the more social distancing we practice, and the more washing our hands and avoiding unessential travel, it's going to help us in the long run. So that's what CoinDesk is doing with Consensus. And as a lot of other businesses around the world, we've seen Disney World close down. We've seen Apple close its stores outside of China. And so we've seen a lot of stuff happening, and a lot of pretty draconian measures being taken, but these are methods that have to be done, right? So yeah, Consensus is going to be taking it online, which is possible these days. It's possible to do it from online with all the conferencing tools out there. So hopefully that'll be a good thing. You know, obviously they're not going to have as much attendance as they would if it was in a physical location, and we'd probably get more done if it was in a physical location, more networking and stuff, but you know, these are the times we live in. We have to definitely take care of ourselves and take care of our loved ones, because we all have people out there that are older and more susceptible to this. So that was it for the crypto news recap, and we're going to on to the part of the show where we're talking about the Dash news recap. So as I said before, with Bitcoin, it's failing as a store of value. It fails as a medium of exchange, only for big items. It doesn't have 51% attack protection. It doesn't have instant transactions. It's time to get behind a currency that does, and that currency is Dash. So I don't know if you're watching this for the first time, but I definitely recommend following this channel, joining us on the Discords. Get behind a currency that actually has its act together. So off we go to the Dash recap. Thank you very much for joining us here today. I really appreciate it. So, as I said, Dash has instant transactions, and it's just a matter of getting the word out there to exchanges. And we're doing just that. The Dash business development team has implemented Dash Chainlocks on HitBTC. So HitBTC is is one of the leaders in exchange volume. So us having Chainlocks on there is a pretty big deal. So cryptocurrency exchange HitBTC has added support for Dash's unique transaction feature, Chainlocks, allowing for secure and quick transactions, deposits, and withdrawals of Dash on the popular exchange. So the Chainlocks feature, if you're just new to Dash, feature mitigates the risk of 51% attacks to the Dash blockchain. Such attacks, which most proof-of-work coins are vulnerable to, can be performed by a malicious miner or group of miners that control more than 50% of the network's hashing power. So how does Dash prevent against that? It operates in accordance with a quorum system, which uses long-living masternode quorums, or LLM queues. In this system, blocks get confirmed with more than 60% of an LLM queue, which consists of a few hundred masternodes, so it's very decentralized, identifies and confirms the first block using the active chain, or continuing the active chain. That block is then locked in with a chain lock signature, which makes subsequent chain reorganizations impossible. Right, so these exchanges, if we get these exchanges, all the exchanges in the world to accept chain locks, it's going to create a system where we can do instantaneously, like ping pong between exchanges, because that's what Dash can do. If you use one input of Dash and you send it to somebody, and then you send it to somebody else, send it to somebody else, send it to somebody else, they're all using chain instance send. You can use the same transaction. Now, if you send it to Bitcoin, what are you doing? You're waiting an hour. You're waiting at least 15 minutes for one confirmation before you send it somewhere else. And with Dash, you don't have to. And then we have the proof of work block, which locks all the transactions into a block. And then we also have the defense against the block being reorganized with chain locks. So Dash has triple level protection compared to other coins. So far, we have this at other exchanges. We have it at Coinbase. We have it at some other, I think Uphold also has it. But the more exchanges that we get to, we can create that ecosystem of arbitrage possibilities between exchanges, and having Dash as the official currency of trading, basically, because you can do that ping pong between exchanges. So props to the Dash business development team for implementing that on HitBTC. That's a big exchange to have in our fold. So I'm very happy about that. So did you guys hear about the Dash bounty proposal that was passed by the Dash? It was passed by the Dash DAO. The network voted it in. It was by Andy Freer. And this is the result. So there's now a Dash bounty for anything with the Dash platform. So the Dash platform is Dash's new level of, is Dash's step up. So basically it's going to be like on a decentralized API. You can access your accounts from anywhere, and you can have contact lists similar to PayPal or Venmo. And it's all going to create an experience similar to that. But behind the scenes, we have a platform chain that's going to be taking all those transactions that we do. And that's going to be like when you're changing your contacts, you do a transaction and you send it to the Dash blockchain. So it's pretty interesting what goes on behind the scenes. But to the end user, you're going to see a PayPal or Venmo experience in a decentralized way. So no one's going to tell you how to use your money, or when you can access your money, or how much you can access. No restrictions. This is just banking. It's going to be a really good banking system for the future. So we need help with it for sure, because when you're getting anything off the ground, you need help with things. So Andy Freer thought it would be a good idea to offer bounties and trying to get things off the ground. So if you do things for Dash, so if you create a platform tool, a web resource, or a pilot app, you could be eligible for funding from the Dash network. So to make a claim, you have to add a comment on the relevant Trello card here, and you have to put the task number that you're claiming, a link to the GitHub repo or PR for the source, your Dash address, and optionally link your claim on Discord so people are aware. So if you're a developer out there watching this, check out the link below. It's going to be in the description below. And check out the Trello and provide something for Dash platform, and you might be able to get yourself some Dash. So I highly recommend that. Not something I'm really good at. I'm not really a developer. I'm known as a dummy in the Dash community, because sometimes these technical things go over my head. But I just try to do my best to put the word out to people, such as what I'm doing right now. And I'm glad you're here with me. If you're just joining this, I'm Christopher Carruthers, and this is CATV Live. We're just talking about the crypto news and the Dash news of the day. So I don't know if Ash is watching this. If you are, Ash, welcome to the show. I'm going to play a little short retail demo that Dash Retail has put out there. So Dash Retail aims to be like a point of sale system. It also aims to be like an exchange system, so you can buy or sell Dash at different places when you go and use this system. So I'm gonna let Ash. He's gonna talk about all the improvements that he's done to Dash Retail up until now. It's pretty exciting. Let's watch.
Hello, Ash from Dash Retail here, and today I'm going to be giving a quick demo of the Dash Retail platform, including some of our new features. So you can see I've got a few devices in front of me. Starting from the left, this is going to be our merchant's Dash wallet. Then we've got our merchant's use of the Dash Retail platform here, and we also have another tab set up with Uphold, but I'll come back to that in a second. Then we have a hardware point of sale. This is a single screen device, which is a cheaper device than the two screen device we demonstrated last time. And then finally, on the right here, we have our customer's Dash wallet, which will be used to make payment. And then there's one more thing you might have noticed. There's a NFC card here that will be demonstrating the NFC features, like topping up that card and making a payment using that card. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to log into my Dash Retail account here. And the first thing I want to show you, there's a few new options on the side, but the first one I want to show you is payout. Now, payout allows us to set multiple receiving Dash addresses. So what I can do here, instead of this mobile wallet here, receiving 100% of the payment, I can set it to receive 50% of the payment, and then add another receiving address receiving 50%. And this is where Uphold comes into play. If I go into my Uphold account, I can choose any of my cards, I can choose fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies, or even precious metals, go to add funds, use fund with cryptocurrency or utility token, and select Dash. Now what this does is gives me a static Dash address. That means it doesn't change, that any funds, any Dash that's received at that address will instantly get converted into British pounds. So Uphold GBP address. Now what happens here is any Dash that this merchant now receives, half of it will get sent to this mobile phone and half of it will get sent to Uphold for immediate conversion into British pounds. Now it takes a little while for Uphold to catch up and recognise it's received a payment, but normally it happens within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so let's put that into practice. Let's just go to payments, and we're just going to create a little payment here of 10 US dollars. And then we're going to use the customer wallet to make that payment. Payment's been marked as complete on the POS, Dash has been received on the system and on the merchant's wallet, and the payment's been marked as complete on the system as well, and we have a receipt printed for the customer. Okay,
Very nice.
Now that's pretty interesting. Now let's show another new feature, which is the exchange function. And what that allows is for a customer to visit a Dash merchant and purchase Dash directly from that merchant. So to get to that, we're going to use the hardware device, which has NFC functionality, but any Android phone could do this as well. And we're going to go to exchange. Now we're going to go and sell crypto to customer, and we're going to give the customer is asking to spend 10 CAD to buy crypto. So we're going to click continue. And now we've got a second factor code. So the merchant would only give this code, it's specific to this device as well, to clerks, which he's authorized to buy and sell Dash. So we're just going to enter code 123123. And now we can scan a customer address. But instead of scanning a customer mobile wallet address, I'm actually just going to tap the NFC card on the back of the device. Now I need to confirm that I've received 10 CAD from the customer, and I click confirm. Now the exchange is complete. This card has been topped up with that Dash. So now I can go to point of sale, and I can make a payment for 10 US dollars. Charge. The payment's been marked as pending on the system. I can tap the NFC card on the back of the device. It'll recognize that the store card has been used, and payment's been marked as received. Half the Dash is received in that wallet, the receipt's printed off, and the payment's been marked as complete in the system.
Awesome work.
Now we just have to wait a while for the payment to get credited to our Uphold account. This typically takes 5 to 10 minutes, so I'm just going to cut off this section and fast forward to that. Okay, it's been a few minutes now, so I'm just going to go to my Uphold account, and we'll see that there's been a couple of payments that have been received a few seconds ago here. And we can click into them and see the fiat amount that's been received by this. So obviously it's £3.78, which roughly translates into $5 at current exchange rates. So you can see that half of the money's been received there, and I could withdraw this to my English bank account. And like I said before, you could do this the same with euros, with Canadian dollar, with US dollars, with any currency that Uphold supports. So yeah, it's a great way to actually instantly convert from Dash into fiat, and then you can withdraw that at your convenience or use that and convert into something else. Thank you for watching. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and we'll get right back to you.
Fantastic. That's really good stuff. So I didn't realize that he had made it so much progress on that. It's really good. Like I knew that he was doing something, and I knew that the Dash network supported it. But it's really been coming along really well, eh? And I'm glad you guys were here to watch it. The link is below. If you want to get a hold of Ash, he's in the Dash Discords, either one, Dash Talk or Dash Nation. And he's always willing to help you, and he's always willing to answer questions that you have. But this is really looking slick, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this being in mass production. It's really cool. All right, so let's move along. So what do we got? This week at the Diff. So the Dash Investment Foundation is another Dash funded organization, and they're ready now to make an investment in an outside company. So that's kind of exciting. So they just recently had an administrative meeting. This is an update that was on Reddit. So this week at the Diff, our first equity proposal is up, and they're just talking about how after many months of researching and negotiating, the Diff has made its first governance proposal to acquire private equity on behalf of the Dash network. So see and vote on that proposal here. And I will do just that. Here is the proposal. I'm going to fast forward to it. So it's called BTC Echo. And BTC Echo is like, I'm going to read it for you. This is their official communication with Dash. So it says, BTC Echo was founded in 2014 and developed from a private blog to become the leading and most trusted media outlet in the German-speaking market of Central Europe, DACH region. for news about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. With over 300,000 users generating 1.3 million page views per month, BTC Echo is currently twice as big as its closest competitor. So it goes through and it tells you all the stuff that they have. They have a media outlet, and they have more stuff down here. I remember looking at it. They have crypto investment magazine, so that would be good for them to learn more about Dash and pass that on. And this is an interesting one too. They have a BTC Academy, so it's an e-learning. And that's something that's very important in this day and age, trying to get more people into Dash or Bitcoin. So they have a BTC Navigator. And down at the bottom, it's trying to tell you why does the diff want to invest? So the profit margin, obviously is something that's important to the Dash Investment Foundation. We want to make money for the Dash network. But also there's other ones such as media coverage. It's something that they're going to be committed to doing media coverage for Dash. Developer education through that education tool I was mentioning earlier. Collaboration and consumer activation, so that's getting more people into the Dash network system. And aligned goals and missions. So obviously we're all into the adoption. We want to get adoption out there. The BTC Echo might be leaning more towards Bitcoin, but they also have a spot for Dash there. So we would be able to be part of that network too. So what does Dash get out of this? So we get equity and shareholder voting rights, profits generated through revenue, and increasing valuation through growth. So we would be partners with them. At least 4 basic articles on BTC Echo per month on average. 5% of the monthly banner impressions for advertisements, so that's good. They have a lot of viewers. BTC Academy Campus for Dash Platform. Now that in itself is a huge thing because Dash Platform is something that's never been done before and developers want to learn how to use Dash Platform. And I think that's a great thing for Dash to have something that will have education on the Dash Platform. It's really important. So they can also get BTC Academy payments for Dash payments, which is cool. So that's just how to use Dash in general, which is also important. 5 job listings on BTC Navigator per month. Unlimited event listings on BTC Navigator per month. And a strong media partner for events, meetups, and marketing activities in Europe. So of course we have risks, so that's good that they understand their risks. Limited operating history for BTC Echo. Risk of general economic conditions, as we've seen, that's a big one. Forward-looking information. Failure to successfully implement a business strategy, that's a possibility. Departure of key personnel, investment risk, risk of non-tradability, and the regulatory landscape. So yeah, they seem to have gone through this they know what the benefits are and they know what the downfalls could be. And it looks like so far it's been supported by the people that have voted. The early returns show 125 yeses to 16 no's. And I've also put in my yes vote. I believe that this is very important. But if you don't agree with me, you can leave your comments down in the comments below. And that's it. That's all I had for today. Let's see if there's anybody on the chat. If not, then we're just going to wrap it up. If there is, I'll give a quick shout out to you guys. Oh yeah, we got some people here. Sylvain, yeah, this is a person that I just met. He seems very energetic about Dash. He's just come into contact with Dash and Floix that I've actually mentioned it to him. Yeah, he's a really cool guy, and he's also Canadian like me. I did a Twitter post saying you should follow him, and hopefully you give him a follow. Hopefully he starts covering Dash a lot more too. And I'm gonna be on his show. Maybe he'll be on my show too. We'll see what happens. Shout out to James Doe too. Also, that's great. I'm happy you guys are here watching me, and hope everything goes well with everybody watching the show. Let me just change to the main viewing screen here. I just finish off with that. So stay safe, guys. Appreciate you joining me today. No, Microsoft, I don't want you to make changes to my device right now. I just got an interesting interruption here. Nope, I don't want you to make changes right now. Yes, exit setup. The joys of live TV. All right, yeah, so stay safe, guys. I hope everything goes well, and thanks for watching, and I hope that was a good news recap. I hope you guys consider yourselves updated. And follow Peak Prosperity about the coronavirus if you're into that stuff, if you want to learn how to protect yourself and how to talk to people about it. So it's very important these day and age. We have to all be safe. We have to flatten the curve and be safe out there. So until next week, that was Cash Alternative TV Live, right here on Cash Alternative TV. I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, like this video, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.